it's convenient. Or just go. Don't worry about me. Alright? If I start pooping up or something, I'll just yell at you or something. Actually starting to feel the back on the way down, which is very unusual. Hey, I'm gonna take it off here. This is a good spot. My back hurts when I'm like tucked like that.
Gavarnie has just 9 kilometers left to climb to the summit. He's holding his lead, really. They're not coming up on him just yet. Denis Menchov here. And there's been an attack by Mayo. There it is. As he makes his move, and look who goes, Armstrong, and look who follows, Jan Ullrich, but not as sprightly.
Not as sprightly. The big thing about Armstrong, he has the acceleration. When he wants to go on a climb, he can do it. He has now decided, I want to go. You can see the yellow jersey is opening up a slight advantage. Mayo now has to dig deep. Ullrich has got the big gear going. He's coming up to the wheel of the Basque rider, but Armstrong wants to go right now.
Armstrong was waiting for somebody to pull in the flag, and now it was even. What's happened here? What has happened there? It seemed quite a normal corner. He must have hit somebody in the audience. Mayo has gone. Now the situation. Remember the pair of sword when Ullrich crashed, Armstrong waited. But let's have a look at this now. It still is unclear here exactly what happened.
I can't see. I think he just touched somebody with his handlebar there, but his chain is off. His chain is stuck, and it's a complete and utter chaos at the back end of the bike race. Can he recover? He's on his same bicycle. His teammate is there right now. He's changed up onto the gear to try and get himself. He's got a teammate there. There is Chechu Rubiera. Calm down. Don't panic, lads. He's saying, he's putting his hand down and saying, don't worry, we can get back into this.
The adrenaline will be pumping now like you will not believe here. He's got to control it, otherwise he'll take himself over the top. He's so lucky to have a teammate, and I think he's waiting.
Well, Ullrich is now in first place. I can't believe he will take advantage of this. He's looking over his shoulders. He knows there's a possibility of winning the Tour de France right now, but he's not sure what's happening. There is Vinokourov in front. There is Iban Mayo. He's the man who went down with Armstrong as well.
What is going on?
There's a problem with his pedals. He has a problem with his pedals.
This is what happened. I think his pedal may have broken. This happened. He didn't hit anybody.
Well,
it was the problem with his pedals.
It was very strange to see that. He's looking down. He now knows he's got a serious problem. Watch this now.
Well, this is awful.
Digging deep, and his foot has just come out, and I don't believe how he's managed to keep it upright there.
And how did Mayo must have panicked as well there. Well, what is this Tour de France going to end with? Every day is something different. Ullrich will be totally unaware and probably totally perplexed as to why Armstrong fell, but I think that is positive proof that it was nothing to do with the spectators.
He is not far behind. He's in the cars there, just behind Jan Ullrich.
Is not pushing it on. Hamilton here, speaking with Basso, saying slow it down a bit.
This is unbelievable. They're waiting for the man in the yellow jersey, and he's come back. He's still going to have that mechanical problem. He's going to need to change his machine because his pedal has come out on 2 occasions. Look at the burn on his back there where he went down very sharply indeed. As another move comes, this is Iban Mayo now, has seen the yellow jersey back in the group, and he puts the pressure on once more.
Well, twice now we have seen problems here for Lance Armstrong. Clearly his right pedal. We've seen pedal problems before in big races, but what a day and a place to have a pedal problem. Ullrich did not want to push his advantage. Hamilton spoke with the others, but really it's nothing to do with them. They want to win the Tour.
Let me cast your mind back, and I can't remember exactly where it was, but there was on a mountain like this where Jan Ullrich had a flat tyre at the bottom of the climb. He was a challenger, I think, to Lance Armstrong at the time, and he actually waited. Armstrong waited for Jan Ullrich to get back into the race situation. You know, in the sport of professional cycling, there's always payback time. You can never burn your bridges. Don't ever make enemies.
Well, that's absolutely true, of course. Ullrich wants to win this Tour de France more than anybody else, and probably certainly as much as Lance Armstrong wants to win it. But how lucky was Armstrong to have Rubiera alongside him to help him out of that mess, and this drama enacting on one of the steepest climbs of the Tour de France. They are now climbing steadily. They've brought themselves in. They're composing. But Lance now will be feared to get out of the pedal. He won't be pushing down on that right leg too hard in case whatever is happening happens again. It must be his cleat somehow twisting out the fitting.
But the faithful Chechu Rubiera is always there. Armstrong is out of the saddle again. He's jumping onto the tail here of Iban Mayo.
Here he goes again.
But you know, thinking back to that crash, I think he's going again, he's accelerating again, Phil. This is amazing. This man has been on the ground. He almost lost his manhood on the crossbars a few moments ago, and he's decided he wants to go.
9 kilometres to go to the summit. The leader is just on 7.5 kilometres from the summit. Don't forget, Sylvain Chavanel is doing the ride of his life. But even though he's French, or French hosts with the cameras, know that this is the battle for the winner of the Tour de France. And what a race this is. Lance Armstrong now, the adrenaline still pumping from his double accident, and Ulrich has gone on the defensive completely. Here he comes.
This is fabulous. This is unbelievable. The man was on the ground. He's had problems with his pedal, and he's now decided to go out onto the attack and put Ulrich onto the defensive. Ulrich now has to try and get into a rhythm so he doesn't lose too much time on the yellow jersey of Armstrong. He wanted to do something very special this afternoon, and I wonder what the problem was with his pedal. It could just have been slight nervousness, because I think the crash was formed when he just clipped his arm on the right-hand side. There was a spectator looking the opposite way. Armstrong just touched him, and he went down, and the front wheel was taken from underneath him. Well, let's have a look at the picture tonight, because what's happening at the moment is the drama of Armstrong riding away with the bike race. There you can see, this is Alexander Vinokourov.